ladies and gentlemen, today what we have, it's basically, I have a what is called one of the top line as we speak as of today, Dream Router 7. It is actually for Unibiquity, or you could just call it simply UniFi. So it's really nothing much to it. It's really simple. As you can see, it's just a box. It's really nicely boxed in, and the price is still hefty. I mean, it's $279.99, as you can see right here. Let's see if I can make it clear. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so $279.99, but let's just take one thing at a time and show you how we can unbox it. And we're just gonna call it the UniFi D7 or DR7. And what I'm looking at is right here. You just follow it. You could find there is like a small tab. You see it? Small tab right here. I got several different angle of cameras, so I have to move the box every different direction. So this is what I'm showing you. So let's just see. I'm gonna show you later on in other videos how we can be able to configure it, but let's take one step at a time. So we're gonna go like this, break the box. Again, breaking the box. I have different angles, and once you break the box, you can see this one simply. You can see simply like that. It opens up. You see it? It opens up. All right. And here we go. Let's put this on the side for now. This is the Dream Router. Da, da, da. I mean, I don't want to bore you with this video, but it does have a 4-port. You can see 4 ports. 4 ports. What these ports are, for those of you who knows and those of you who do not know, let's say just a home techie. Yeah, thank you, Rena. And what we have here, this is for the power. This is for the SFP, which is basically you have to buy a separate. It goes up to 10 gig. This is the 2.5, which comes from your modem, or either you could plug it into the switch, from the switch back to the gateway. And it has also a beautiful, nice small display right here. Once you connect it, it will show you which port is connected, if it's online or it's not online, and so on. So also it does have an SD card right here. So this one has, you could be able update firmware, everything else. So this is really neat. These ports obviously to connect, let's say, I think one of them is only one port as a PoE, where you could be able have your camera, or you can have something without the power, and the rest of them is maybe a printer, a switch, and so on. So let's take a look at the rest. Let's take a look at the rest of the what's inside the box. Really nothing much into it. I mean, I've seen some other videos. They're taking forever. What's inside the box? But it's neat. Alright, I want to take the whole thing out. So it's really nothing much. See, it's nothing really much. But the reason I'm opening it, just to show you what's inside. And then here, what do we have here? We have the power, obviously. This is the power, where you connect it right here. Remember, this is a US model, so your plug could be different depending on where you buy it from or which country you live in. And it does have this thing. This is just a small booklet, information about the UniFi. It's really nothing much to it. And I also believe it should have like a key. Yeah, right here. A small key. You see this key? You see this key right here? This one, it will open up for the SD card. You see it? The SD card right here. So if you go like that and you pull, there we go. and there's your SD card. All right, I hope that helps you out. And that's it. Now, I do have a couple of cables just to give you an idea how it's being done. All right, let's just see if I can show you. So I have a couple of cables right here. Let's just say if you want to connect it, the first thing you need to do is you have your internet, right? You have your internet, your modem. So this one plugs in, and it comes in from the modem, and then it plugs in right here. The one on this right there. So you gotta go like this, and then this one plugs in into your switch, to your other peripherals, and you should be good. Now, if you have a high-speed internet, let's say 10 gig, you need to buy a special SFP, something like this. Hold on, let me see if I have something here I can show you. I have a whole bunch of them. All right, here we go. So the SFPs, they look like these. So let me just take one of them out and show you what I'm talking about. So if you go here, and this one, it gives you a 10 gig. So you just plug it in right there, and you insert it. Just make sure you get the right one, but I just want to show you how it's being done. This is fiber, so you may want to get an adapter that is something like that, okay, SFP, but it must take on an RJ45. This is an RJ45, which is a copper. This is SFP, which means fiber. It's like the speed of light, which means it's gonna be like that. Let me see if I have a cable right here I can show you, which I believe not. Okay, here we go. So this is what you need, the difference between a copper. This is what I'm talking about. So this is, if you see something like that, this is a fiber, and this is a copper. All right, what's the difference? This is much quicker and faster, speed of light. This is a copper. So the only thing is with this one, you have to be careful. You don't want to break it. This is less susceptible to interference. This one is. So anyway, that will be a different section to show you how it's being done, but that's not what I'm showing you. But I just want to show you simply how you could unbox it. And then the next video, I will show you how you can be able to configure it and so on. All right, thumbs up. Any questions, comments, let me know. Thanks. You have a good day, everyone. And I just want to show you quickly how to build a small home network or business or something that you needed to upgrade your system. So what we need is, obviously, once you call up your internet service provider, which basically will have a modem or a router from them, but in this case we have our own router. All right, this is what it's called, a UniFi, or basically a Dream Router 7. I'm not here to show you how to connect everything, but I will show you later on. So what you need is basically this one. It has a lot of good features. It basically works as a console, as a router, as an access point, and other things that you can connect. But anyway, let's take one thing at a time. So you need this one, which is, it's called a gateway or router, whatever you want to call it. Then on the other hand, we have what it's called a switch. This is a switch. I'm sorry, this is the access point. This is a switch. All right, and let me take it this way. Yes, so this is a switch, and I'm going to show you how each one is needed for. So in this case, we have a router. Okay, we have what it's called a router right here, and then we got the switch, and then from the switch you can connect other devices such as an access point right here. This access point that will give you more coverage for your home or business. And I just got the simple thing like just one of each. And then if you also want to add a camera for your home or your business, which is really cool. You got this one, and I got another one. The reason I got them all UniFi it is because you won't have any problem or trouble or later on to connect them to your home network, which is this one. So let's just, I don't want to confuse you. So basically from your ISP, it comes the router. From the router, then you need what it's called the switch. In this case, I just got the light one. And then you could connect other devices such as an access point or camera. So let's take one thing at a time and let's do that. All right, so you take this box, you break the tab from here, which I already did earlier. And once it's broken, let's see. Once it's broken, you could just open it like that. And then you take the router right here. Some people call it all different, but basically it's a router. And what this one is, it's really incredible. It has a lot of good features, very powerful. It does have 4 ports and 1 SFP, which is for a 10 gig. 10 gig, and the rest is 2.5 and copper. But this one, it needs fiber, or you could have an adapter that you could be able to switch it to a copper. All right, and in this box, obviously, you have the power to it, the power cord. You also have the key. The key is to take out the SD card. All right. So let's put this one over here. Put this card back here. All right. I mean, they really have a nice way that the way the box opens up and you can close it without breaking the box. I think that's a smart idea, whoever came up with that idea. All right, so we have basically a router. So what do we come up with next? We're coming up with a switch. The switches have all different kind of features and models, but in this one, we're just gonna call it a regular switch. It's basically a layer 2. The higher the layer, the more advanced, and you need to manage it. But in this one, it's not. You don't need to. So let's take it out of the box. Put this router right here. You pull this one nicely, and there we go. Okay, let me just click on this thing for a second, see what's going on. Just make sure that the video is going up normal. And it is. Okay, so there's one thing a lot of people don't understand everything, which you really do not need. But in this case, anytime you buy what is called a switch, see, anytime someone says to you a port means this is an, where you insert the copper cable. Let me bring you a copper cable so you know what I'm talking about. They have different colors. They could be blue, could be white, could be red, and so on. So when someone's tell you bring a copper or RJ45 cable, it would be something like this. Okay. So here's the thing: what you need to understand. Not all switches are the same. What I mean by that? It means each switch, it could be just data, and some switches they provide what it's called power and data. So what does that mean? Let's just say hypothetically you need to connect an access point, which is this one, to provide more coverage for your home or your business, right? So you need to power it. So how are you gonna power that? So I'll explain it to you. So the first eight on these are PoE, means it will provide data and power. So you may need to check with your manufacturer or what's on the box. So just giving you an idea. All right, so we got this thing out of the way. So now we have what is called a router. Then you need the switch, and I will show how to connect them. So the next thing we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on now to something else. let's see what you have. We have what it's called an access point. See how it looks? Access point. I'm showing to the other camera. Oh, by the way, on the other hand, pardon my cat. Hi, kitty, kitty. She's watching. See, she's having a free show. Oh, that's not part of the setup, by the way. Just in case, for those of you who wants to know, my cat is not part of the show. All right. So now we have what do we call router? You need a switch. Make sure if you need to buy a switch. This is called a switch. A lot of people don't understand what this is. What's that? So router, a switch. Make sure if you buy a switch, make sure you get something what it's called, let's say with a PoE, at least 8. A lot of switches, they have the whole thing PoE, but it's more money. Let's just say you are low on a budget, so you got a 16 port. How you know 16? Because each one counts as 1, 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So you got 16 ports. You got 8 as just data, does not provide any power to any devices that you plug in, and the other 8 that provides data and power. So that's really great. Why? Because if you have an access point to plug it into the ceiling, you don't want to, how in the world you're going to plug that access point into an AC? So that's what this is for. Another thing is for cameras. So I will show how it's being done. So let's take one thing at a time. So now we have a router, we have a switch, and the next thing is we have what it's called an access point. Let's pull it slowly. All right, here we go. You can see these access points pretty nicely. Now with this one, this is the UR7 access point. They have different brands, different models. Now I want to explain to you something about access points for those of you who do not understand. First of all, they have what it's called a different spatial. All right, what does that mean? It means there are antennas in here. They may look all alike. A lot of people, they buy access points and they say, oh, this looks nice, fancy schmancy, which is great. But you also have to understand, when you read the description of each item, they have different spatial antennas in here. For instance, the coverage and also how many devices can connect to it. You need to keep that in mind. And on the other hand, does it accept only RJ45 or what's the speed? Nowadays, a lot of people, they want at least minimum 1 gig. So this one, it's capable of 2.5 gig, 2.5. Now, if you connect a 2.5 gig to the port of this switch, you want to make sure this switch is capable outputting 2.5. Remember that. So let's just say this one takes a 10 gig speed, but this switch only takes 2.5. That means this one only can give out what? 2.5. Why? Because this device, if it only gives out 2.5, this one only gives out 2.5. But don't forget your ISP, you have to upgrade to the ISP. Maybe your internet service provider, they only give you up to 2 gig or 1 gig. So these things you have to put into mind. All right, let's move on. So we got this. And let me put the box away. So let's see with that. Now, I want to show you something here. So this is the plate. This is very interesting. But before you screw this thing into the ceiling, this is basically the ceiling. So how it works? Template. They give you see this template, and there's a little bit small scale. So what this template is the same as right here. Watch this. So you put this on the wall like that. Let me just point it, and here we go. So when you put on the wall how you want it, or on the ceiling, and it gives you an idea. Now the trick with this thing, this plate, it goes on the access point. So you have the access point right here, and that's where the plug, wait, I'm sorry about that. You see where the RJ45, it goes here. It plugs in here. Let me just move my finger. Plugs in here, see it? Okay. And then this from here, it goes onto the switch, onto the port right here, and it plugs in. And this one will power the access point. Now the first 8 is PoE. Now if you plug it in here and your access point, let's say it does not come up, because this port only gives data, it does not give power. So keep that in mind. So unless the whole switch is 16 PoE, which means power over Ethernet, that's what it means. All right, so how to put this plate, how to connect this plate to this access point and to the wall. It's really simple. First, you want to make sure you remove this thing, because that's where the cable goes flush. Remember? It goes like that. So it will be flush. You remove this one. And this thing, it goes on the ceiling, like that on the ceiling. But let me just show you how to put this plate. The way to do it, as I have this thing like that. Let me just move that. You bring this thing over. Now, you see this cutout right here? You see this cutout right here? This one has to come here. Otherwise you're gonna block what? The cable. So what you need to do is you come this way. You flip it. Remember, this side has to be flush with the access point. So you flip it and you come over here. Actually, I take that back. It shouldn't be flush. It should be the opposite, because it should be flush. It should be flush with this, because later on it's going to go right here. Because once this is on the ceiling and it's attached to the access point, it's just going to click. So before we do that, you want to go this way. And go this way, and you point it. See how it's pointed? And then these small notches, if you can see, they're gonna go here. Watch, let me see what I show you. And then you just spin it. It's like you're doing with the access point. You go like that. Hold on, and you turn it. You see what I mean? To lock it. So how it locks? When you put this one like that, and you match it through the opening, you go like this through the ceiling and go, and it clicks. Look, that's how it's gonna be toward the ceiling. Okay, so how you get this one out, if in case you want to remove it, there is a small opening here. You see it? With a small opening, you need this key that comes with it. It's like flat, and you insert it right here and it pops it out. Now since we can see it, I want to show you I could do it even with a screwdriver, and I could be able to move. See, if you're trying to take it out, you can't. Why? Because it's locked right here. It's locked. So watch how am I going to do it, since I could see it. Since right here you should put then a pin. When you push this one in, this one will move back up like this. See it? And then this one comes off like this. See? And it comes off. Just to give you some heads up. Alright, so we're finished with the access point. Let's move on. I want to put them all here. Then we'll show you what's the next thing. Okay. So what do we said? We said you need an ISP. An ISP right here. The ISP cables comes from the ISP, it goes to where? In the back of the router right here. Right? Right? Here sometimes they use this as a backup, or if you have a high-speed internet, let's say a 10 gig, which you need an SFP, you use that one. But for now we're just going to use a copper, just a simple copper. So you got one here, goes to where? It goes to your ISP. Now, from the modem, from the router, we need another copper cable that connects to any port. Let's just use number, so we got 1, 2, 3. So let's just use number 1. I'm gonna plug it into 1. You see it? See it? Number 1. And this number 1, where is it gonna go? It's gonna go to the switch. Now, since this one doesn't need to be powered by a PoE, I could just plug it in and not waste one of the ports. As from here, I could just plug it in here. You follow what I'm saying? Any questions, please ask me. All right, so this is good. So in this case, now what do we need? We need another cable. We need another copper cable, right? To power, what you remember? To power this one. What is this called? Do you remember? This is called an access point. A lot of people, they just call it AP, access point. Access point is the one that will distribute whenever you go on your phone, on your tablet, even on your computer that has a Wi-Fi, needs to connect to your internet. Now with the internet, obviously you can always name this thing whatever you want. Let's say you could call it after your son, after your house, after your business. And this is called an SSD. Okay, SSID. The SSID is just the name where you look for it on your phone to find it, and then you obviously you put the user ID and a password, which I will show you later on. So if you do it this way, we're gonna connect it right here. See how I connected it? And it will be flush. Now, since this one needs to have data and power, you remember what I told you earlier on this switch? It has only up to 8 PoE and the rest of data. Since this access points needs power and data, which port do you think I'm gonna plug it into? The first 8 ports, 2, 4, 6, 8. Why? Because the first 8 they give out data and power. Since this is in a ceiling, I can't just plug it into a data. So it's really made up as a PoE, which means power over Ethernet. Okay, sounds like I'm a lesson course. So we're gonna plug it right here, and then it will come up. All right, that will help you out. I hope that helps you out. The next thing is, once this is all connected, I will show you another video how it's all lit up, and then I will take you step by step how we can configure each item. All right. Okay, so any questions, any comments? Now we have also another camera. Now you probably say, why did I have all of these items as UniFi? The trick to all this stuff, a lot of people, they buy, let's say, ring camera or different kind of cameras, and what happens is with this one, it may not work with it. It's a third party. Yes, this one will accept a different third-party cameras, but you're gonna have a hard time, especially with the Wi-Fi. So if you get them all, it's a lot easier to connect them. And then on the other hand, there is called in the configuration to adopt each node. A node is basically means it could be an access point, could be a switch, could be a camera, could be a printer. That's what it's called in the network technology. We call them node, N-O-D-E, node. All right, so let's take this camera and open it, first timer. So you can see it's right here. It has a little small tab. I want to put this down because I got my other camera looking at this thing right here. So you just pull it and you break the seal. Once you break the seal, here we go. Oh my goodness, my cat fell asleep on my speech on my live stream. Hey, yo, are you watching? I mean, am I that boring? Hey, you're welcome. All right, so we're taking out this camera nicely. And here we go. You see this camera? It's all pieces, but look at this. That's where the Ethernet cable goes in here and gets plugged in into the switch. And after this is being done, you fish the cable inside and you plug it all the way in. Look at that. So the reason I am not going to do it right now, I have other things to show you. I have other things to configure. And this is for the pole. If you want to connect the camera to the pole, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it for my home. Alright. Here it is. All these features, guys. This camera, it is very nice. It also works at night. Alright. It looks like a surgeon with this thing. Here we go. Okay. Alright, any other questions, comments? There's another camera I have also for UniFi. This is basically, it's a Wi-Fi, but obviously it still needs to be connected to the switch. Why? So it can have power. It is not a battery powered, even it says it's a Wi-Fi. So, alright, and let me just show you how to, let's just open it and just show you how it works. Hey, my cat woke up. What's up, buddy? What's up? Guys, do you see my cat? I mean, she is watching the show and she's enjoying it. Alright, here we go. We broke the box. Alright, and then this how it is. This is called G4 Instant camera. Okay. So we showed you what? We showed you 3 things so far. Actually 4 things. We showed you the router 7, DR7, we got the light switch, and then we have the access point. This is just to show you a model how we can connect everything. So also we're going to add cameras. This is a very powerful camera, even looks small. It's really neat, and it's a Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's see what's inside the box. I mean, I'm opening this for the first time. We'll see what do we have. Obviously this. It has also, what have, let's see what I have in here. Oh, I know what this is. This is basically the power to it. It's a USB, but who the heck is going to use the USB unless you are planning on putting it right here on your desk, which I am not going to do that. I'm going to use the PoE to it, and there's a power to it, see? So basically what they expect you to do, you take this one like that, the cable, and you plug it in like that, and you plug it through the, but I am not going to use that feature because I want to use a PoE that I can be able to put it much farther, and I may not even have an outlet. Alright, so let's just put this thing away. After I connect everything, I will show how everything is being done. But it's quite nice. Now remember, if you are not sure how to put everything, make sure you come back and watch this stream, which I'm going to show you later on how it's being done. Any questions, comments? Let me know, because I have a feeling my cat's going to be asking me questions. What's up, buddy? And look what we have. Guys, look what we have. My cat found a small mouse. OMG. OMG. Hey, that's not part of the network, guys. that is not part of the network. This cat, it's actually one of my students. So she's watching and learning. You go figure. I mean, if the cat is interested in watching, I am sure you're interested too. All right. Any other questions beside that? All right. Thank you all. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Hey, bye, kitty, kitty. Okay, so basically I unpacked everything in my earlier video. So we have the Dream Router 7. You can see that right here. Dream Router 7. Nothing is being unplugged. Nothing is being plugged, I should say. You got the router. You got the light switch, 16 port, 8 port PoE, and the regular is data. We have also the access point and Wi-Fi camera. Obviously it's going to be only connected through a Wi-Fi. I just found out it cannot be powered as a PoE. I do have another camera which I will show you, but here's the thing, what do we need to do? I do have my previous network, as you can see, it's my Fios router, how it's everything connected. But in this case, since I don't want to bring my internet down, I got my Verizon modem. So you got the Verizon modem, correct? From your Verizon modem, obviously the ONT comes all the way from outside. This is the fiber. This is the power to your modem. It could be Optimum, could be Comcast, could be whatever. And here, where you plug it in to take it to where? To your modem. Okay, so this is your modem Verizon that brings the internet. From here, this port, it goes to your router. Now in this case, we're gonna connect our router, the new one. Okay, the new one. I'm just gonna plug it in and it lights up. And then I'm also gonna light up my switch to get things speed up. And it's gonna power back on, and you can see this is gonna take some time. You can see how where I plugged it in into port 1, 2, 3, 4, number 4. So I already explained this is an SFP, which we don't have to worry about it. So it lights up, it takes some time to come up. All right. The reason I plugged it into just a regular port, because I don't want to bring my whole internet down since I need to set this thing up. In the meantime, download what it's called a UniFi app. You see it right there? Because this is gonna go through it. Once it's being downloaded from your app store, once you click it, it's gonna be like this, nothing found, and what happened is gonna start looking for it. So we have to wait. All right, this is our access point. Obviously I plugged it right there. You can see the cables, and in here I'm just gonna take it so the switch is ready. So if I plug it into this port, and it should not come up, the access point should not come up, and it didn't. As I explained to you earlier, this is a 16 port. How we know that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. The first 8 are PoE, the other 8 are just data. So we're just gonna unplug it because it only gives out data. This access point needs to have power, so we're just gonna plug it in one of these ports, first 8, and it should come up. And there, see how lit? It's still coming up. That's good. In our case, our router may take up to, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes, and it's still coming up, and later on it's gonna say ready for setup. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I'll show you later on. So this router is gonna replace the Fios router right here, but the reason I plugged it into a regular data port in order for me to set it up, because this cable should be, this cable from here, it should go directly to where? To the back of my modem. Verizon modem, could be Optimum, could be anything. Okay, and then everything later on is gonna power my, you could see my cameras, my switches, and so on. So let's see. So right now it says, look what it says. Let's see if we can highlight. It says ready for setup. Ready for setup. Download the app. See, it's asking you to download the app. UniFi. It's called UniFi app. I already downloaded it much quicker. Okay. So I come up here on my phone, or you could go on your computer, but let's just go here to show you. And it says none found. So we just have to wait. Scroll down and it's gonna come up. Okay, shows you're gonna wait. So what we can do is, since I'm holding the camera in one hand, press this one where it says plus on top, and it shows right there. There's a UniFi device that showed up. So we're gonna just tap it, and it shows it's connecting. You see it? See how it shows connecting? Look, start to turn blue. It means you are connecting. There we go. See what it says on my phone? It says name your dream router 7. I'm gonna name it something else. The reason is I already have another one set up at a business, so I don't want to mix this thing with that. See what it shows? Setup, and it's coming up. So my access point is coming up. Oh, on the other hand, let's power up also my Wi-Fi camera, which is this one. Let's just putting it down here, and it's gonna say something. Hold on a second. Okay.
Welcome to UniFi Protect.
That's nice. So once you plug in this camera, it tells you you want to come to UniFi Protect. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I will show you the next step. So on my phone, I just renamed it from Dream Router 7 to what? I called it LANComp USA router. I just put it right here. And the SSID is going to be UniFi. I could always call the SSID anything different if I want to. But for now, let's just call it UniFi. I already put in my password. And then on the next thing, I'm going to click next. Okay, now it's asking me to verify my email. Okay, so now we have to verify our email, and you just follow. So basically what I'm doing, since I'm setting up this is for as a new one or as a second one, my dashboard is complete. But if you set it up as for the first time, you have to go to your email and making sure that it's added. So you will get an email that you need to verify your account once you set it up, and you just follow the screen and it shows there Ubiquity. So I hope that helps you guys out. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to go here, and what I need to do is you go to the Ubiquity. So let's go to the dashboard, and I'm gonna say go ahead. So it's doing what it's called right now as we speak, updating my firmware. Applying, it takes about 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Wow. So we'll be right back. So you can see it's blinking blue and white, it means there is a configurations going on, and I'm doing everything to whatever is needed. So I got to configure the access point as well as camera and other things, and I will show you how to manage everything. So now we know how the physical connection goes. All right, later on I will be able to remove this router and have this is my primary. You could have two, but there's no need to. You're just gonna have different, you could have different networking with different WAN, which I don't know, that's a good idea. There's no need to. So I just want to keep it simple and easier. If you have any other questions regarding about switches or patch panel, or even some devices as to connect your TV to any other thing, or what is called a MoCA network adapter, which is already explained on a different video on my channel. All right, so this is seem to be ready. Let's go on and get ready. Okay, so it's showing me. Let me see what it shows. Okay, still going. It's not even ready. 4 more minutes. Okay. So if you come to the computer instead of the phone, you could see that's still showing 5 more minutes to go. And then we could go back to the manager and we can show you how it's all done. Okay, so this is shown, it's already completed, and this is our new router. You can see this is what's going on. You got WAN 1, WAN 2. Obviously, let's see. I just want to make sure we are on the right page. Okay. Okay. So this is where we are right now. So basically what we have, you got the Wi-Fi health, no client found. You got, this is the gateway. You can see I already called it earlier, remember? Router USA, LAN conf USA, and it shows online, and it's showing us with 192.168.0.1 Verizon. See what shows Verizon WAN 1. Okay, so what I need to do is, this is a gateway, so you could go over here. The topology is showing us there's our router and there's a UO7 Pro, which is what? This is called basically the access point. UniFi devices, let's see, it shows this. Okay, I'm gonna click reset just to, there's a UO7 Pro to adopt. You see that? This is our access point, so I'm just gonna click to adopt it. So it's adopting. And so it's still showing adopting. It's going to take some time because you could see here it's still yellow. So if you click here, client devices, add new client, I'm going to just cancel this. New device connected. It's a 16 port, and see what it shows here, 16 port. I'm going to say yes, add this. This is basically our switch. So we're adding our switch, and you just follow it there. It's also adopted the 16 PoE switch, and this one is showing us as a mesh. So I'm not gonna do it as a mesh right now. I'm just adding all my devices. Let's see the ports. The ports is showing us is on port 4. You see it? All right. Radios. Okay. Let's see how the inside look. This is good. Activity, viewer, Geo. All right. So there's no one is on the access point. But if you want to see a different one, to give you an idea, I go into the dashboard. I have two of them. See, my previous one. If you look at over here, for instance, okay, you could see all these items earlier. UDR7, where all these devices are connected to. You got Ring app or camera. You got Amazon, all different kind that is connected. You got the for ozone, climate control, Lutron, Samsung TVs, and YouTube, and everything else. And if you go to the topology, it shows us that my different location, how many items is connected to. You got TV, Samsung, and everything else here. You see how many devices and how many clients. We got about 15 Wi-Fi and 2 wired. You see how it shows? Just to give an idea. So we have 2 of them. So if you go over here, it almost shows there's nothing going on. Why? Because we just installed it. And here we shows 1 access point. So we're gonna click here to to update, and we're gonna confirm to the latest update. So it's gonna take us some time, right? And in the meantime, with any device or any node that you add, you have to adopt in order for the new router to communicate and to get the latest update, as well as it works the way it should be. Okay, here we are. See what it shows? We got our modem, and then we got our router, then we got our switch, and then we got our what? Access point. I'm not worried about the internet connection, because I'm gonna just disconnect my old network and connect everything to the new one. Okay. Well, we got channel 20, channel 80, channel 320. This is good. And then we could go over here to the settings, 2.4. Okay, we could see the inside and the overview. See how it shows here SFP. Port manager, there we go. Inside, the name, the operation, the PoE mode, and so on, the VLAN. And now here, if I go over here, let's see if we can unify devices. And I'm gonna see if I can reset it. Okay. Click to resolve. Okay. Still going updating as we speak, so we just have to wait. It says it's just close connection. I'm not worried about it. And this is the camera that I got. for the Wi-Fi. We're gonna test it later on. U7 mesh. Okay. Yeah, we need to connect another cable to that switch. That's why it failed. I didn't do it. And if you look over here, for a second, let's see, ports, radios, insight. I think the topology. You see what it shows right here? It says it's not part of the network, or it's somehow it failed because it hasn't been connected physically. Alright, you see what it shows here? Click to resolve. So if I click here and it shows there's an issue with it. Why? Because it's really not connected. So I need an Ethernet cable, which I did not connect it to it. Alright, here we go. So we got a cable to connect this thing, which I did not. So let's go over here. Now it should come up anytime soon. So here we go. See what it shows right now? Okay, so you got that 16 port switch. It shows, see how the light's on? Port manager. And that's the port that is connected to the access point, port 8. Connected, which is a U7 Pro. Alright, and there it goes. And then the port 9, it's connected to our router. See it? Okay. All right, let's go back to the dashboard. Let's see the topology now. There it goes. Okay. Our topology is showing good. Let's just reset it. Okay, the reason it's shown like that, it should be the other way around, is because we connected the switch afterward. So let me go disconnect them and connect them back on the right way. Okay, I just disconnected it and I reconnected the switch. So let's start it all over again. So we got one access point and we got one network switch. I want to restart this switch. Cycle PoE up. I want to cycle PoE. Try it. Here we go. Create network, which we're not gonna do that. Yeah, see, our switch is not showing up. It's gonna show afterward. It's right here. Display option. It's really cool that how many the way it shows us. Go back to the dashboard. And this is nice. You see here the radios, it shows really strong. Look, all that greenish band. Okay, create clients, which we don't need or have yet. I could change this thing, the router, from 192.0.0. I could make it, you see what it shows, up to up to 250. I could change it where it shows 192.168.0.0. I could make it as 192.68.1. And by doing this thing, you could come over here and change it to from DHCP to a static. Alright, so I'm gonna say manual, you see it? And here guest, I could enable my guest network, isolate network. I could do all this stuff right here. So in my case, DHCP mode, I could say none. Right, or I could say DHCP server, DHCP relay. That setting shared all networks configured to have a DHCP relay, which I don't want that. Okay. And that will change it. The host. See, my ISP. My modem, my ISP starts with 192.168.0.1. I could change this thing to 192 like this. I could change it to 1.1. Alright, but I have to change the other one on 192.168. It tells me 1.1 is, it doesn't like it, so I'll put down 1.1. So address overlaps with network WAN1, which is the reason is my old network is on, so I can't do that. So if you click OK, it's gonna resolve it by changing it to 192.168.8.1. You see it? But in my case, I'll just change it back to 0.1. Let's change it back to 0.0. And it should be fine. And there. 2.1. I'm gonna say leave it, and that's how it looks. Da da da. Let's see on my network, my internet. There's my primary. You see it, Verizon now. 192.168.1.178 changed. And see, sometimes it tells me on my phone is your router and your access points has changed. See how it shows you even on your phone. Okay, security. Ta-da! Test speed. Let's click on test speed. Okay, I'm getting about 1 gig. You see it? 803, 914. So you got 803 down, 914 up. So they're asking you to use the Wi-Fi. You could download that Wi-Fi and it gives you something else. So if you click it, you click the Wi-Fi. Okay, the reason it's showing that is because of the port. Alright, I'm gonna say okay. And then you could go here, you see where it shows the access point. You could go over here. You could set it up by channels, 2.4, 5 gig, and then you got the 6. And then mesh, parent, LED, you could turn on, turn it off. Load configuration, you could restart it, you could disable it, you could remove it, you could make it static if you want. That's really cool. And it shows Wi-Fi 1, Wi-Fi 3, Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7, 24% utilized, 1%. And shown 2 records. Let's see the 2 records. Now if I want to connect to it on my phone, let's say, I want to see if I could connect to it. Go to the settings. Wait. Shows 192. It's 30. let's go into this. If you want to add a new client by the MAC address and device and fix IP, and you must know user ID and a password, that's what it is. Okay, so I want to go here. Now it's doing it the correct way. See, should be the modem, router, 16-port switch, and then the access point. That's good. Let's go into the setting here. Shown good, okay. Clients, there's no clients because I don't have anybody on it. Let's see what's the password. Okay. To add these stuff to the controller. So we're gonna install this. Let's install all of them so I can be able to add other devices. I just want to make sure is third party is count on. That's good. So this one for third party cameras. I'm going to say apply changes. It's added. Okay, that's good. This is good. Storage, record. And I could add this camera. No cameras found. I'm gonna add it. And there it shows one device camera has been added. Recording mode, I'm gonna say adopting. So it's adopting the camera as we speak.
Camera setup completed. Ready to stream.
Okay, did you hear that? Smart detection, I'm gonna say enable. And preparing to update, which is really great. So this is a 2K. All right, it's updating. And you could play back the cameras. Gee, for instance, updating, that's fine. Alright, what's this? So now we have the gateway, the wired access point, and one protect. One protect is our camera updating. So we just have to wait to update. It's just like a time consuming, but you gotta do it. Now if you go back here to make sure everything, see, set up. This is like for doors, which is really cool. I think that's my next feature I will begin. No devices found, obviously I don't have it. But see how it started to add up? Okay, anyway. Control plane. And talk is for phones, install queued. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's go back to the dashboard. I don't have any access, obviously. To protect, I only have one camera. So talk has been installed. Up to date setup. This is for the phones. Obviously, you can see that I accept. USA. I don't have any phone. I'm just saying okay for now. We're sorry, something wrong. Blah blah. Well, I don't have anything set up. Connect. So this is how we're looking at it. So we got the router, we got the switch, you got the access point, and you got one Wi-Fi camera. We're still doing update. Okay. See how it shows yellow? It's not fully. Let me make sure how the camera is set up. There we go. There we go. Look how the topology started to change. So we got our camera, we got our switch. Looking good. This thing's still not done yet. It shows has been installed. Okay, let's see how that looks. Looks nicely green, okay. UniFi, okay. Manage it. change this, we have to go here. I think it's see how it shows two of them. We have two sites. You got UDR7 and you got this Verizon. This is Optimum. Control plane. Now we can those three, okay. Obviously there's nothing there, that's why. Let's see if we can connect to this thing. I already know my UniFi, but let's take it off and sign it back on. Let's change that to alright, we clicked on everything, we changed everything, everything's up and working. I may have to add one more camera. And let's see how the adopt it's gonna go. I have one more camera, which basically this one. That's now if we can get it. It should be okay. We got this camera. And stuff. So what I want to do is just want to plug it in and test it out. Make sure it's working. We got connected to the network. So we got another camera, as you guys can see. This more advanced camera, but I just want to test it out. Let's go. So basically, I connected another camera to the network, and it's gonna show us another camera, UniFi devices. I'm gonna say it is set. And there's another camera, bullet. So we're adding another camera right now, and it's gonna show up right here under protect. Remember how I showed you how to add protect? And this is the pictures from the camera that I installed. Wow. Okay. And there's the bullet that shows protect online. Good, good. Let's see the topology now. See, there's two cameras. There's one camera, there's one, there's a Wi-Fi. That's okay, nice. You could do it fix if you want, but right now I'm just doing the testing. All right. IP address. Okay, there's the four. You got. We have one Wi-Fi, access point, switch, and a camera. Okay, nice. No, we don't have anything for access. So refresh. It shows us the nicely done. Smart detection only, nice. Let's see the playback. This is where my rest of the, that's where the camera is already set up, and that's where I set up everything. You could see how nicely done. This one, okay, but this is the best. There I am. So let's play back. Okay, that's really good. Show more recording, okay. See how it shows us where this camera is being plugged in. Port 1, and this port 8, and this port 9. We don't have any phones, so okay, let's do the update. Updating network. Mhm.
Okay.